please. So the table of contents go on forever. Now here's the thing. Look at this. You see that? These are all poems, but do you notice? See, let me flip to the next page. You see this? There's no chapters or books. You know, there's nothing to break them apart. They just go on forever. You know how big this book is? Look at this. Look at that. That is more than an inch. Okay, that's probably 2 inches of thickness. You know how many poems that is? It's a lot. It's like 400 pages of poems, and there's no way for me to separate them. I can't tell which period. You know, where's Meditations in Emergency? I don't know, because it's not fucking in here. I mean, it is in here, but it doesn't show that it's in here. I have to go look up Meditations in Emergency, all the poems that were in that edition, and then I have to find the poems in the book. Now, granted, I could do that, but because I'm getting collected poems, I should be able to just be like, oh, here's Meditations in Emergency. I want to see this. Oh, when was it written? Oh, check it out. This is when it was written. Oh, let me check out the chronology. See how that works? Do you see how that fucking works? God, this is the worst thing ever. And this thing is like all over the place. This is the edition of collected poems you get from Frank O'Hare. You can't find any other edition. Nobody's put another one together. So somebody else, I'm begging you, somebody put a better poem, because this guy is a good poet. He's a really good poet. And he's got an awful collection of books. Now let me check out, let me just, to illustrate my point. Oh, and also this is another thing too. The poems run into one another. You can't see it, but like they run in. Like you'll have a poem going, and then it'll go up on the next page, and then another poem will start right underneath. No variation in text. We'll just see like the title will be in capital, and that's it. And that's cool, because O'Hara wanted to create, you know, this very honest poetics. You know, he wanted to make it seem like real life, and that's cool. And I guess that's maybe what Alan was going for. I don't know. Maybe he was just lazy, and he just was like, fuck Bull, I'm just going to cap everything that is important. So, alright, here's what we're going to do. We're going to look at some other editions of books, collected works. Let's start with Ted Berrigan. This thing is fantastic. I think O'Hara is a much better poet, but Berrigan's work is so accessible because of this volume. And I'm going to tell you why. Not only is it accessible, but this thing is a damn pretty book. Look at this. See this? It's white. This picture, I don't know why it's there. It's kind of stupid, but whatever. You know, maybe they're saying Berrigan was like looking into a mirror in his open drawer. Maybe it's from one of his really famous poems. I don't know. My heart still loves will break. Yeah, nice. All right, but check it out. You got the little inlet here. Collected poems of Ted Berrigan. Hey, I know what I'm reading. Check it out. Check it out. That's pretty cool. And look at this. Boom, the black page. How fucking cool is that shit? Terry Bozzio style all day. Then you got a picture of Ted Berrigan right there. So that's cool. We get to see what the poet looks like. Just we get O'Hara too. Look at him. Look at that pretty receding hairline. He's a cute little man. You know, publisher acknowledgments. Okay, we're going good. Oh, look at this. Here we go. Before we even get to any introduction or chronology or anything like that, it's already listed. Acknowledgments, all that stuff. Boom, the sonnets, 27. Great stories of the chair. You see how the books that Berrigan wrote are listed here? We don't have the dates, but that's okay because I'm going to assume the editor put these either in date in which they were written or the author's preference or the editor's preference on the best work, starting off with the sonnets, of course, which is easily the best thing Berrigan's ever done. So that's cool, and then boom, you got acknowledgments, you know, it just right in, there's some glossary, stuff like that, credits, titles and first lines. I mean, it's just totally cool. It's just like a solid book. But then if you look, all of the pages, you can see some of the black pages in there. They use the black. See, they put the black in at the beginning, and then they keep using it to separate books. So then you can look at this book, and you can see where all the different books. I mean, can you really see the black pages? You can see where all the different books begin. That's fucking awesome. This is probably the best collected poems put together that I've ever seen put together. If you don't like that style, it's too ornate. You go with this bad boy here, the Ginsberg style. This is a whole different style, kind of. It's very plain like O'Hara's, and it's certainly just as thick. I mean, look at this thing. I mean, the size. Two iconic poets from mid-century, 20th century. Look at the size of that shit. All day. All day. So, alright, you got some poems here. And the poems are split, you know, they go on to the next page, and then, oh, new page, new poem, new page. That's fucking cool. O'Hara's doesn't do that. God, O'Hara's book is just so sloppy. But here you go. Contents, all day. You got preface. Man, it's so late in the morning and I'm doing this. Preface, Empty Mirror, first book. Oh, we got the dates. Oh, this is ballin'. We got the dates. We know when. Oh, when was Hal written? 1955? Oh, check it out. Hal before and after 55 to 56. Look at all these poems. And this edition is better, by the way, than the edition that they recently did with Ginsberg. It takes all the way to 97 and includes a lot of that bad stuff he wrote in the 80s and 90s, which is it's bad. I'm sorry. Like, Ginsberg, he's great, but he did lose it. Sorry. I love Ginsberg. He's what got me started. He's the King Day, but still, sorry. Hal, 60s and 70s stuff, and then he just kind of lost it. You can tell he's getting old. He's throwing a lot of stuff in the ropa. He didn't have it. He didn't really have it anymore. And then, if those two styles are 2 and 8, you got this. University of California Press. These guys put out awesome books all the time. They know what they're doing. Now, check this out. You got Creeley. Nice picture of young Creeley. And this is cool because this is the early volume of Creeley. And then you got this volume, which is the older volume of Creeley. It's got an older picture of Creeley. How fucking cool is that? That's so basic, but it matters. Because it shows that the people who put the books together cared. They cared about what they were going to present. They didn't just fucking throw a bunch of shit together because they knew Frank O'Hara in the 60s, alright? And they knew him well. You know, they didn't just throw a bunch of... How, if I was Frank O'Hara and I was alive, even though I might not have, as Alan says in his editor's note, contemplated having a collected poem, I still would fucking be rolling in my grave fucking seeing that someone put this sloppy piece of shit together. This is the worst fucking book. But I'll explain why, okay? I mean, I already explained why, but I'm showing you other examples. You got the Creeley, awesome, Creeley's cool. Open it right up. Collected poems of Robert Creeley. It's even done in a simplistic, very short, minimal style of Creeley. Boom. Another page. We get some stuff here. All this crap nobody cares about that's in every fucking book ever made. Then we got a nice little D.H. Lawrence. Been interviewed from Creeley. He was kind of a Lawrence fan, so that makes sense. Oh, man. And then look how simple this shit is. Contents. All the books are separated. You got the page numbers. There's a note. There's index of titles and first line. There's no dates. But who cares? You have the books. If you really want to know the dates, you can just go look them up. It's not that hard. But at least we have something with the Creeley, and it's simple. So it's even though these University of California Press put a good cover together, they don't have the dates, that's okay. Everything else is solid. You know, there's no black pages, because nobody can beat that Berrigan book. It's the fucking best. But still, Frank O'Hara is a good poet, and he deserves fucking better than this piece of shit. And this thing's in Barnes & Noble, too. You know, you got all these kids that are coming to poetry. And when I say all these kids, it probably means like 10. There's like 10 kids interested in poetry every year. I mean, that's a lie. Clearly, I'm just being humorous. But seriously, there's not a lot of people. And then when they pick this up, what are they supposed to do with this? People barely get poetry anyway when they fucking start reading it. And they're supposed to pick this up and know what the hell they're doing? Or are they just going to flip to pages? Oh, I like this poem. I like this. That's what I have to do. I'm resorted to doing this fucking bullshit because I don't want to look it up on the internet. This book sucks. You should go to fucking hell. And Donald Allen should never be able to fucking put together another book again. You see this? It won National Book Award for Poetry. Fuck those people, too.